Everybody, it's Doug Mystic Guy here, just getting ready to start turn one of our playthrough of A Touch of Evil using the Something Wicked expansion and mostly characters from the earlier stuff. I don't think I have one from the last expansion, but I don't. But basically a good selection of characters to start our run through. I'm going to tell this kind of like a story. It's going to be a lot of fun, but basically here's the board as it stands now. And we're going to get started. We have the first player, which is Inspector Cook. He's going to be the first character to go. And just so you know, we're going to be, just as a reminder, we're going to be going against the Spectral Horseman as our villain. And I wanted to show you these. These are some cheat sheets, and I can't recall. I wish I could tell you who did them, because they're all quite good. That basically are going to keep me on task from the perspective of turn tracking, etc. And we're going to probably do one turn at a time per video, keeping that videos nice and short so you can digest them. If it goes quickly, we'll do two. But without further ado, let's do turn one. So for turn one, we have Inspector Cook. He is here at the town square. This is his miniature right there. We're going to have him, I think the first thing he's going to do is obviously roll for movement, see what happens. He rolled a 5, but we're not going to use all that 5. You don't have to move the entire amount if you choose not to. What we're going to do is he's first going to take a trek over to the magistrate's office. Ultimately, he's going to head over to Echo Lake and start collecting the clues that are there. But for now, he's going to first draw an event card, which I will do, and put down the board. Hey, it's a picture of him on it too. So the event card that he drew is Brilliant Deduction. Play to give a hero or town elder +2 cunning for the rest of the turn. Or you can play immediately to peek at the secret of a town elder without revealing them. Okay, now that's revealing them only matters in a non-cooperative game. Basically, these types of cards are put into a universal kind of stash, and in the cooperative game, any of the players can use them. They're not specific to a certain player, so I could use that card technically with anybody. But right now, I'm not going to bother. He's going to take that. That was just to zoom in here. That was the first action as part of the magistrate's office, is draw an event card. Then what we're going to do is train cunning. You see it says pay 2 investigation to make an honor test, honor 5+ test. If you succeed, you gain 1 cunning. So Inspector Cook started the game with 2 investigations, so he's going to spend those, and he has to make an honor test. He's got an honor of 4, so we're going to roll 4 dice and hope for the best. Not a good way to start. He actually failed, so he wasted his money and gained absolutely nothing for the effort. And that will end Inspector Cook's turn. Now we're going to move on to Katrina. Katrina is also at the town square. She's got a pretty high trait. She's going to go as well, listen to the lecture of the magistrate to see if she can gain some insight that seem to fail or not fall on Inspector Cook's ears. Well, I have to roll her movement first, of course. She rolled a 4, so she just moved over there. And she too drew an event card. That event card is right here. It's called, I think not, play to cancel an event card. As it is played, or to cancel any event result on the villain minion chart, or play to prevent the source from moving the shadow track, or play to cancel layer cards. Okay, anyway, it does a whole bunch of little things, so we have one of those. And now she's going to get to roll. She has an honor of 5, actually. Don't know why the outlaw has such a high honor, but hey, who can complain? Let's see if she gets lucky. She does. She rolls a 6. So she's going to get to increase her cunning by 1. But Katrina the outlaw has increased her cunning. I have to spend her tokens as well. And then we're going to move on from Katrina the outlaw over to Lucy. Hanbrook, who is at the manor house, actually. Let's roll her dice and see what her movement is. She rolled a 3. So I think for her action, though, she doesn't want to linger there, because if you linger, well, doesn't matter, we rolled already. I was supposed to choose to stay if I wanted to, which I was going to do, and have her draw a manor card since she's already there. So we're going to do that. She's up here at the manor, and she's going to draw one of the manor cards. Wow, that's quite a decent start for her. She found a saber in her daddy's home and picked that up. That saber does +1 combat and gives her an additional point of honor. So it must be like a cavalryman's saber or something along those lines. So now this item is attached to Lucy for the meantime. She could trade it off at some point, but I don't think she will. That's a pretty good item for her. So that's going to be her turn, and then we have one more turn to go. Carl the soldier's turn. He too has 2 honor, and he's going to, I don't know, I think, let's see, what's he going to do? He might go exploring. He could go and try and get a cunning as well. It doesn't do him as much good. Or maybe go to the church, try and get a spirit point, praying at the church. I do know that we're going to have Lady Hanbrook come down and do that, or Lucy Hanbrook, because she has got a higher spirit than the others. But I think for now, we're going to have Carl explore. So let's see what we roll for Carl. Oh, we rolled a 1. Okay, so he's not going to get to explore much. But we do get to draw an event card because he rolled a 1. It's always a good thing. And we drew card Escape. Play at the end of any showdown fight round in which a hero did no wounds to the villain. Roll a d6 on the roll of 3+. The villain escapes. The shadow immediately ends. Or play to prevent all wounds that would be done to a town elder, and if during a showdown, return them to town. So that's not a bad card either, but it's not going to help us anytime in the near future. Okay, so since he'll roll the 1, he's not getting very far. He might as well make an attempt to get either spirit or cunning. He's got a 2 of each, but you know we have Katrina the Outlaw with a cunning of 4, so I think that we'll send him to the church. He's a pious soldier. He's going to pray there, and just like it's the other location that is exactly like the magistrates, except it's a different trait that you're trying to train. You can see that the first thing you do is draw an event card. We're getting a lot of events right off the bat, which is nice. And his event to draw was plays an action in any town space and immediately move the shadow track D3 steps away from darkness. Gain 2 investigation for each of these steps on the shadow track. Well, that's going to be a good one at some point. Again, the shadow track hasn't moved yet, so it's not very relevant. But next thing we're going to do is try and train Carl's spirit. Now, Carl also has a honor. Where's Carl? Over here. You can see he's got an honor of 5. And then we're going to try to see if he gets to make a honor roll here for increasing his Carl church. Oh man, he rolled a couple of 6s, so he did succeed. And Carl increased his spirit by 1. I put a spirit token on him. He's got now a spirit of 3, and I spent his 2 investigation tokens. Now we're going to move on to the mystery phase, and we're going to roll on the mystery chart. Now we have to roll on the advanced cooperative mystery phase chart and start to see what happens with the bad guy. So we're going to roll that. We roll at 8, and 8 is murder. Draw a random location and place 3 investigations. Move the shadow track 1 step closer to darkness. This counts as though the mystery card murder has been played. I don't know if you remember when I was going over the rules, there was a discussion of that and what happens with the boss, our villain, the spectral horseman. So we're going to take care of that too. So first we're going to draw a random card and place 3 investigation tokens on it, and then we're going to look at the spectral horseman to see how this affects the game, as well as move the camera's shaking, something fierce, as well as move the shadow track. Our layer, or not our layer, sorry, our location for the investigation tokens for the murder, it's at the abandoned keep. So we're going to place 3 investigation tokens here. That's going to change what Inspector Cook's going to do. It's going to end that part, and that's where the murder took place. So now I'm going to look at the spectral horseman and see what happens there. It says, with an unquenchable thirst for revenge, the spectral horseman rides through the colonies. Ride through the colonies is eternal. At the end of any fight with the spectral, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for endless ride down here at the bottom. Anytime the mystery card murder is played, the spectral horseman appears at the same random location as the investigation and immediately moves using his relentless charge. So let's look back at a relentless charge again. At the end of any fight with the spectral horseman, there wasn't one, he will ride the shortest route to the town hall, engaging. This is going to be very interesting because it's not going to do much. The horse engaging in one fight round against any hero moved over. The horseman does not take wounds during these fights. Instead, the heroes gain 1 investigation for each hit they do to the horseman. These fights do not count as a showdown. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to show you this because this is kind of amusing. It's actually going to result in nothing. He's going to take the shortest route to the town hall. So here's the path to the town hall. He's going to move here. Then he's going to move here. He's going to pass the doctor's office, move to the town hall, and disappear. So he actually didn't encounter a player on the way. No investigation tokens were gained, and nothing happened for the players. So that's where we're at in regards to turn 1. That's going to end turn 1. Not highly eventful. I think I might just continue on and do turn 2, starting with Inspector. Actually, he's going to move. We'll start this turn with Katrina the Outlaw. She'll gain the first player marker, and we're going to start that right now. Katrina's itching for some action, maybe a fight or two, so we're going to roll her a movement. She rolled a 4. We're going to see how far she can get. I think with a 4 she might take off. Yeah, she can get to the windmill, the abandoned keep of the manor house. No, not the manor house, just the windmill. So I think we're going to move her there. So well, let's move to the board and move Katrina. Katrina, she's at the magistrate's office. So she's going to move 1 to the blacksmith, 2 here, 3 here, and 4 to the windmill, where she will draw a windmill card. Let's see what she gets. She drew a rusty key. Draw a random location for this key. While at that location, you may discard this key as an action to gain 1d6 investigation, or you can discard this key anywhere to gain +3 cunning for the rest of the turn. Both of those are good. Anyway, we're going to put this item under Katrina here, and also draw a location for it so that she knows where it is. Let's see where that location will be. Alright, that location is at the manor house. So we'll just put this temporarily with the key, so she knows that she's got to get over to the manor house with this rusty old key she found and look for some items of value there. And that's what she's going to do on her next turn, but that's going to end her turn for now, where we will move on to Lucy Hambrook, who is at the manor, and she's preparing to move on. Okay, here's Lucy. She rolled a 4 too. Seems to be the number of the day. She's going to move 1, 2, 3 to the church, where I believe she's going to try and increase her spirit as well. Now, Lucy's got an honor of 4, and she's got extra investigation tokens. She starts with 4, so she's only going to lose 2 of those. She can roll 4 dice and hopefully increase her spirit. So, no. Okay, total waste. All right, that's twice we failed at that. That's can't roll a 5 or 6 on 4 dice. That's great. Hopefully that's not indicative of the way this game is going to go for us. Could be very bad. Next up is Carl. Carl already he's already at the church. He might move down to the abandoned keep because he needs stuff too. Or he might move up to the manor and leave those because if we get the inspector down there, he's going to get extra investigations. But I really want to send the inspector over to Echo Lake because there's a bunch of investigations to pick up there already. So we'll see. Let's see what he rolls first. If he rolls well enough. He rolls a 3. Well, that's not gonna. That could get him to the manor house. It cannot get him to here. So I think he doesn't have an item from the manor house yet. So we're gonna move him there. Sorry, guys. The camera shakes, so we have to hold it. 2 and 3. We got him to the manor. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a manor card. And what did he find? He found a book of medicine. At the end of each of your turns, you may choose one hero in your space, including yourself. Make a cunning test 5. For each roll of 5 or 6, you heal 1 wound. That's an excellent item. So we're going to place that on Carl. And now Carl the soldier has this item in his care, plus 1 spirit. Unfortunately, this is a cunning test, so he's not very good at that. He may try to trade this off next time that he is at a location with another player. Okay, and last but not least, now we get to wrap around to Inspector Cook because Katrina was the first player that turn. Here's Inspector Cook. He is currently at the magistrate's office. So let's see what he rolls. He rolls a 4, so he can get pretty far. Can he make it to the abandoned keep? That'd be ideal. 1, 2, 3. Yes, he can. So yeah, he's going to do that. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, and 4. And of course, for his action, he's going to pick up those investigation tokens. Here we are with Inspector Cook on the abandoned keep. Now, before he encounters or gets the investigation tokens, he must first encounter the space. So we're going to draw a card for him from the abandoned keep, and that is a. Let's see what he gets here. Jack the servant boy, an ally. Nice. So he gets to put an ally. This is basically, you may carry 1 extra item or ally from a single location or 1 extra town item. That's great. So not only that, but he gives Inspector Cook another wound. So this is a good card for the good inspector to have. And that is going to end not only his. Oh, now he picks up the investigation tokens here. That's the second part of his action. He gets all 3, but you know his special ability gives him an extra 1. So he's got 4 from visiting that location. This is where he's at right now. And now we're going to stop and do the mystery phase for this turn. For the mystery phase, we're going to roll our dice. We got a 3. It says cursed. Here, let's zero in on 3 here. Cursed village. Immediately draw and resolve 1 mystery card for each hero, starting with the first player. This replaces the normal mystery card for the turn. Okay, well, let's do that. So we're going to start with Katrina, and we're going to draw our first mystery card. This is probably not going to be good. This is one of the worst ones you can get, I think. The villain is struck again. Place 3 investigations on the board at a random location. Move the shadow track 1 step closer. You know, we actually forgot to move the shadow track last turn, so I'm going to move it 2 spaces. It moved last turn as well. I could stop that from happening with that card, but it's pretty early on, so I think I'm going to save that 1 card that we have called I think not for a later time. So right now we're going to put 3 investigation tokens on a random location. Investigation tokens are going to go on the monastery, which is up in the upper corner here. And then we also have to move the shadow track down 1. Here's the shadow track. It's actually going to be at 18 because I forgot to move it last turn. And that was only, by the way, the first of 4 total mystery cards that will be drawn this turn. So we're going to draw the next one for Lucy Handbrook. So this one could be good or bad. We'll see how this goes. They brought this evil. Every hero in the namespace, which is basically all of them at this point, must immediately roll a number of dice equal to their honor. So for every 5 or 6 rolled, they gain an investigation, but for every 1 and 2 roll, they take a wound or lose an item or ally. And we move the shadow track 1 step closer to darkness, which I'll do now. So it is now at a 17. I'll start with Inspector Cook. He's got 4 investigation. Well, he took 3 wounds. Yeah, you know, I think he's going to take those wounds because he's close enough he can get in and... Oh, man, I don't know. He'd have to lose his ally, which is basically like taking an extra wound. I think he's going to take all 3 wounds, unfortunately. What a shame. And he gets one more whopping investigation tokens for all that bad effort. So let me get his wounds and we'll continue on. Vector's in dire straits and needs to get to the town. As you can see, he's got now 3 wounds out of his possible 4 that he's got with Jack the servant boy. He's going to have to use those investigation tokens he earned to go up and heal his wounds, which at the doctor's office he can pay 1 wound for each wound he has. So he's basically going to have to pay 3 of his 5 that he's got there just to heal himself up. But now we move on to Katrina. She's got an honor of 5, so she's got a little better chance in this of not taking, well, I don't know, better or worse. Actually, she did better. She only got 1 investigation token out of it, but she only took 1 wound as well. So this is where Katrina is at right now. Now we got Lucy Hambrook. She only, keep in mind, she only got 2 wounds, so hopefully she won't lose her saber. Okay, well that's not too bad. She basically took 1 wound and where's the dice? She took 1 wound and got 1 investigation token as well. I need to grab a wound here from my box. Man, really, it's hurting everybody quite a bit. We're all going to have to rush back to the doctor, I guess, after the town beat us up. Carl has 5. He took 2 wounds but only got 1 investigation token out of it. So there he is. And that's that. Okay, now here's the problem with this. That was only 2 of 4 of the mystery cards we have to draw this phase, so I'm about to draw another one. Okay, this one I think is not going to have any effect on us this turn at all. March of Darkness. Every minion on the board immediately moves 2 spaces toward the town hall. If there are no minions on the board, okay, well, this is what will happen. Roll once on the villain minion chart and place the minions at 2 random locations. Okay, so this isn't terrible. It's not going to affect us immediately probably, but here's the minion chart. So we're going to roll on that. The first one, 6. Okay, the horseman rides tonight. The villain attacked. The hero must immediately resolve a single fight round. Okay, now keep in mind that we're playing the cooperative game, so it runs a little different. But this was actually, this was on, yeah, we start with, yeah, this is on Lucy Hambrook's turn. So she's going to have to immediately resolve a single fight round with the villain. Instead of causing wounds, each hit gains an investigation. So, great. Well, the good news is Lucy's got high combat rolls. All right. She's going to make her fight round. Hold on just a moment. We'll get set up for that. Lucy's got a combat of 3. Wow, look at what she did. Good old Lucy. She got 2 investigation tokens. Of course, she might die in the process. But let's get her those. Remember, these don't cause wounds to the villain in this particular fight. It just gains investigation for Lucy. And I should be looking at her lucky once per fight round she may force reroll. Okay. So I need to remember that in this roll, because the Spectral Horseman has 5 dice. Let's see if he gets any hits. Oh man, wow, what luck. And not a single hit from the Spectral Horseman. So he rode by, fought Lucy. Lucy clobbered him with her awesome saber that she has, and did some damage to the Spectral Horseman that resulted in her getting some additional clue tokens. Awesome stuff, Lucy. And that's going to end that card. And we have one more, and that's going to be Carl the Soldier. Let's draw his mystery card. Okay, this is a Remains in Play card. Let's see what this one says. Play this card on Lady Hambrook while she is alive. Any hero ending their movement in a corner location must roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, they are attacked by order of the Crimson Hand. If she is dead or join the villain, discard and move the shadow track 1 step closer. Okay, you know what? This might be a time to play our card. You know what we should have played it is when we took all those wounds. That would have been because we can cancel that card. You know what? You know, I'm not going to backtrack. That's cheating. But what I will do is play this card on this one to avoid this one. I don't want to have to roll against the crimson hand every time I come into a location. So that actually ends this mystery phase. Where it stands, we're all seriously injured and need to make our way back to town. Well, Katrina's okay. But Lucy's going to heal up her one wound at the beginning of the next round for her. So, and it's going to be her turn next turn when we come back. So we're going to move the marker down to Lucy, and this is where we're going to end. Pretty eventful turn. Already had a couple of encounters with the Spectral Horseman in a fight. Lots of stuff going on. Serious damage to the players during that one turn where the villagers blamed us for what was going on and decided to attack us. It is what it is. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and we'll continue on. Please, this is a big game with lots of little fiddly bits, so if I miss something that I can correct, please let me know. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.